What is up, everybody? It's your boys back again with another episode of Franchise Tag Fantasy Football Podcast. It's like we just had one on Wednesday, and yes, today is Friday. Yes, 3 days a week. Yay for us. Today, we're talking about the top 5 players that you need to be, no, you must be drafting in your fantasy football drafts this year. As always, guys, please be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to the channel, as it always helps us out. And first and foremost, someone's got to pay the bills, got to keep the lights on. So we have some announcements. Let's take it away, boys.
All right, guys. To all our franchise tag listeners and new members to our podcast, we would like to welcome any of you who would like to participate in our first franchise tag listener league. For those interested, the first 10 or 12 people to comment below on our YouTube or TikTok and accept the invite has a chance to win $100. The rules are simple. You just have to beat one of us three and the listener or the other listeners in this league. And for that, you can't be on auto draft for the league draft. And for us, the draft will be on September 1st at 6 o'clock Pacific time. The standards will be 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, and 1 quarterback. We will stream the draft live on YouTube, so come and join us.
I think that was better than the first one. I really do. That was awesome. Brendan, I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
So proud of you.
He's going to be ready to open week 1 of the show.
Yep.
I can't wait.
Get ready.
In other news and other supporting content, we are partnered with fantasyfootballadviceforum.com, and they are doing a jersey draft. So you just subscribe to their premium channel and you can get entered into a jersey draft for free. So they got a bunch of different jerseys. Romeo Dobbs, who else they got out there? Debo Samuel, Cam Akers, Deontay Johnson. They got a bunch of guys on that. A bunch of different signed jerseys. Pretty cool. You get in there for free. And you get to be a part of a forum and a group and community that if you got questions, we got answers. We'll be in there chopping it up, letting you guys know what we think about some of your possible trades, start sits, those kinds of things. We'll cover that in the show, obviously, on our side of the house. But if you'd like to get some more intimate information, please make sure that you go to fantasyfootballadviceforum.com and tell them we sent you.
Yep. Use code FFAF12 for 20% off of a first month subscription to get you entered into the leagues. So, top 5 must draft players. The top 5 avoids. I'm sure by this point in time, we have people telling us we're dumb, we're stupid. Oh, this, oh, that. Oh, this guy plays for my team and he wasn't mentioned. You always get those people, right? So, top 5 must drafts. Starting at number 5. Working our way backwards. Number 5, we have Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams is going at pick 73.8. The RB 27 off the board, which is an early 7th round pick for Javonte Williams, who is a full participant in preseason workouts, drills, camp, whatever you want to say. Sean Payton knows how to use his running backs. Look at Alvin Kamara with Mark Ingram. Look at Reggie Bush back in the day. I mean, he knows how to use the running backs. He also has this special little position that's called the Joker position. They're saying it's going to be Greg Dulcich, but I think it will probably be Javonte by the time it's done with. But anyways, 27 off the board is just blasphemy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where he's going right now, there's no way that come real draft season, which should be in a couple weeks, that's when you guys should be doing the intelligent drafting. I think he's going to go jump all the way up to like the 4th. I think that's where he's going to jump. I don't think he stays in the 7th.
I don't think he jumps all the way to the 4th, though. I think he balances at 5.5 to 6.5. He won't jump too much. ADP takes forever to
adjust.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, it's crazy that he avoided the pup and that he's starting it and he's making these cuts. We see the videos of it. It looks great. And I know for, Sean Payton's offense, everyone's worried, oh, he's not going to be the bell cow, but he knows how to utilize all of his players and get the most out of them. So that's where I'm excited. So it's kind of crazy that I see guys like Isaiah Pacheco being drafted ahead of him, Rashad White, Dalvin Cook, DeAndre Swift. Like,
Dalvin Cook doesn't even have a team.
That's what I'm saying. And like, people are taking these guys before Javonte Williams, and I'd rather have Javonte Williams. And I actually do kind of agree with what Ray's saying, that 4th round pick. I don't know about 4th, but I do see 5th. I do see in the early 60s, late 50s is where he would probably go when it comes time in about a week or two.
He'll be going around. Where's Alexander Madison going now? Alexander Madison bumped up to
59.
The 60s, mid 50s. He'll be around Alexander Madison by the time it's all said and done.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree.
So
I'm just saying you're probably gonna have to reach for him. I think you're going to have to if you want him.
Maybe.
I think so. Next person we have on this list, and I just want to start this off, just saying that I have been the resident Garrett Wilson truther, Aaron. It's been me.
It's blasphemy. I'm gonna lie to you.
Hey, Ray, did you take him in the Dynasty League, though, or no?
I took him everywhere else that I possibly can, but Aaron always snipes me.
So you have
the
him in one
first
keeper
round.
league and haven't played anything else?
You took him in the first round. Like, what am I supposed to do?
So you're the truther?
I guess you're right. Right there, that makes sense. I guess you're right. I don't know. Anyways, Garrett Wilson, I said it a few episodes ago, maybe like a lot of episodes ago, honestly. But I made the comparison of Garrett Wilson playing with like Zach Wilson and the other bag of beans that he was playing with Joe Flacco and Mike White as the same thing as what Larry Fitzgerald had to go through when he was playing with absolute trash. And then he got an upgrade, and look at what he did. He was the receiver one of the season that he got a quarterback upgrade. You see the same thing with Andre Johnson. You see the same thing with all these other receivers that were absolutely elite and then got a quarterback upgrade and was like, wow, hey, that's what that looks like. I think that's what Garrett Wilson's going to be this season. I think he has the potential of being the receiver one, and the potential. I didn't say he was going to be, but I think he has the potential. Because I remember this whole conversation we had before. We're not allowed to say people are the receiver one, I guess. He is going in the middle to late second, which I think is great value for what you could be getting on Garrett Wilson.
Yep. He's ADP at 19.8, so right at pick 20. Wide receiver 10 off the board. I think that's his floor, honestly. I think wide receiver 10 is Garrett Wilson's floor, and I think, as Ray said, he does have the potential to finish as the wide receiver one in fantasy football. Potential, not a guarantee.
So, for reference, last year in games started by non-Zach Wilson quarterbacks for the Jets, he averaged over 17 fantasy points with 6 catches, 11 targets, and 82 yards per game. So, with Aaron Rodgers,
Mike White and Joe Flacco,
and the other guy they threw in there in that one game, but I think he has the potential to be the wide receiver one for fantasy. I think that is an actual possibility. So I do agree with Ray.
Yep. So for everyone that's going to drop in the comments, like, oh, it's Garrett Wilson. No, duh, you should draft him. It's going to be the same as this next player we're about to mention, but we're just saying at their ADPs, they're must drafts. They need to be on your teams, even if you're reaching 2 or 3 spots ahead to take them instead of trying to play an ADP game. So with that being said, Brendan, I'll let you talk about the next one too.
All right. So our next guy is Mr. Chris Olave. Chris Olave is currently being drafted 28th overall, which is the wide receiver 12, which is still the first wide receiver one. I can't say much, man. He had a strong rookie season, 8th in total yards, 1,500, while commanding 25% target share, and he only got an upgrade at quarterback. That was all with Andy Dalton. So imagine what he can do with Derek Carr, who supported Devontae Adams in his complete tear in Las Vegas last year.
And there's been camp news every day, every single day, that yes, Carr is looking, I guess, mediocre. Right? That's a good word to say. Mediocre, medium, mid. But every practice, it's, hey, Chris Olave made a ridiculous catch and still came down with it. Every practice. It's because that's what he does, because he's that damn good.
I mean, and if you need reference of it in game and people are like, oh, it's training camp. Look at last year when he got a concussion from catching that touchdown pass.
And he was ridiculous.
That's true. That is true. I'm a full firm believer of stacking up Garrett Wilson in the second round, praying I can get lucky to get Chris Olave in the third and stack those two on a team. Ceiling for me, I do feel like this is also kind of a floor play on Chris Olave where he'll finish at the wide receiver 12, but ceiling for me isn't potentially the wide receiver one yet, but I do think it's like wide receiver 4, 5, 6. It's kind of the ceiling for me on him.
Yeah, I agree with that. With where he's going, I wouldn't be too crazy. I've taken him over Jalen Waddle in a couple drafts, taken him over Amon-Ra in a couple drafts, which is kind of crazy to think about. But I just think Chris Olave is such an elite talent, and coming out of Ohio State, he showed it with just mediocrity at quarterback. So,
yep. Boom. Next up,
I think that's you, my guy, Mr. So we got Darren Waller here. Darren Waller is going 69th overall, tight end 7, and it's crazy to think about it. He had in 2019 and 2020 had back-to-back 1,000 yards seasons, and he missed 14 games over last year due to injury. He had a knee injury where he missed more games too. But he's going to the Giants, which they have a terrible wide receiver room. They lack size, and he is nothing but a size. So I think for him being 6'6", 245, he's going to be no issues. And Daniel Jones loves throwing to tight ends. Was it Bellinger? I believe is what his name was. He was a viable tight end starter last year, and I think Darren Waller's a way better talent wise than Bellinger. So I'm taking a lot of shares of Darren Waller this season, and I have no problems taking him and reaching for him a little bit.
I agree, and I feel like I think Ray, you said it episode or two ago that they've had to remove Darren Waller. It might have been Burnett, but had to remove Darren Waller from practice just so Daniel Jones would throw it to somebody else.
Yeah, that's
a good sign.
That's a real thing. That's been multiple times they've had to do that. So
that's a good sign. I believe we're all on board with Darren Waller. So at number 1, we're all on board with this guy as well. It is Aaron Jones. He is being taken at 41.9, so right at pick 42. The running back 17 off of the board. 17th running back to get drafted in drafts. That's a mid-4th round pick. That offense with Jordan Love, news out of training camp, is not looking like it's streaky, like the first year Rodgers had LaFleur, where they would put up a whole bunch of points and then they would just peter out and the wheels would stop turning. They're going to rely on Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is a very talented, very versatile back. I think 17 is below his floor for finish this year. I think like 14 would be his floor, but he'll probably finish at RB9. It's just me.
So you think he's RB1 this year?
I do think so, just of sheer volume and workload.
Okay. See, when I look at it,
and it's last year on his contract.
Yeah.
So they're going to run
look
the ground.
at it with him. So Kenneth Walker's going ahead of him, which is kind of crazy to me. Jahmyr Gibbs. I do love Jahmyr Gibbs, but I think Aaron Jones has a better season than him. Travis Etienne. I think Aaron Jones is still the better option than Travis Etienne. Najee Harris, Breece Hall. Right where it gets to Ramondre Stevenson is where I draw my line. So like 28th is where he would be in my books. So, but I love Aaron Jones. I'm taking him a lot this year in a lot of my drafts. I think he's super undervalued where he's going.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think that the biggest part, and I think Aaron touched on it a little bit there, is that they're going into the season with a year 1 starter. And I don't think it's any question to say that Aaron Jones is the most seasoned and the most talented player that they have on offense right now. I think that, maybe Christian Watson gives him a little push for his money there. But in terms of just football acumen, who else are you going to be giving the ball or leaning on the most? I think it's going to be Aaron Jones. And LaFleur has shown that he will lean on his running backs. And I hope that is Aaron Jones because he's the better of the two.
Yeah, definitely. So that being said, honorable mentions. I know Ray wants to take a few minutes to pour one out for a homie and talk about this guy.
So the first honorable mention we got to bring up, and look, I've been tooting his horn out there, just on the mountaintops, waving the flag. Again, another one of my guys, another guy that I have been championing, JSN. It's Jackson Smith and Jigba. He has just showed out in camp this whole season, or this whole offseason. I truly believe that he is the 2 there, and he is surrounded by weapons, so he doesn't have to be the 1. And I think that formula right there is going to return great value at the middle to end of the 7th.
He's going to 80.7, so pick 81, 35th wide receiver off the board.
I think you're a year early, Ray. I think Jackson Smith-Njigba is super talented. The videos are insane with all the one-handed catches and everything else like that. But Tyler Lockett's still there. DK's there. I mean, they just drafted Zach Charbonnet. I think this is a year early for me. I do love JSN going forward for Seattle. I think he's going to be an elite. I think next year we'll be talking about him being potential wide receiver 1 area just because of how talented he is. But I think with Tyler Lockett still there, it kind of hinges that where the target share threshold is going to be at. Like, I could probably see him being like 20% as the highest, but like a floor being like 18-17% target share.
Yeah, he's definitely a breakout potential next year.
Yeah,
for myself as well. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and skip one. Brennan, I'll let you have the guy we have number 2 on the docket, but I'm going to go ahead and bring up DK Metcalf as my honorable mention. He's going to pick 33.8, so pick 34. The 15th wide receiver off the board. You can get him middle-ish to late 3rd round, and I've talked about it just about every mock draft we've done. He's still the one there. Last year was a down touchdown year. Geno Smith just kind of has to hang on to what he did. He doesn't have to be as good as he was last year, and DK can still finish top 16 fantasy option. So you're getting a wide receiver 2 in the 3rd round. He's kind of getting drafted, I guess, at his peak, but if he gets double-digit touchdowns, he's in that wide receiver 1 category for sure.
Yeah, Locke had all the touchdowns last year, so someone's going to take it again, and I think DK could, and he's still he's still a big man out there playing with little boys. So it's crazy watching him play. And I have no problem taking DK where he's going. I think he is a little bit undervalued where he is. I think people are just, reaching and keep on reaching for these wide receivers because they're so dominant and so secure. But I think DK is a very safe bet for you to get a floor of like 1,100 yards and 6 touchdowns. And that would be his floor.
Yep. We got one more. Brendan's on it.
Alrighty. So our last honorable mention here is going to be Nick Chubb. I am a Chubb lover here. I think Nick Chubb. You don't say. I think Nick Chubb. I think these running backs in general in the first round are being really undervalued because everyone just wants that safe floor of Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, which is great. But like Nick Chubb is probably the best pure runner in all of football, and he's going 14th. And Jerome Ford is his RB2. That doesn't scare me at all. I think this guy is going to have a 70% as a floor for being a cowbell. That's his floor. I think he has the potential to be the number 1 running back this year, ahead of Christian McCaffrey, ahead of Austin Eckler, ahead of Bijan, ahead of Saquon, because they are shifting more towards a pass pro offense.
If Nick Chubb catches 35, 40 passes this season, if that's where his baseline is to catch that many passes, not his targets, but his catches, he will be the running back 1. If he gets that work. That's the only question, really. That's the big if. Is he going to get the receptions needed to be the running back 1?
I think part of the reason for them not re-signing Kareem Hunt and just letting this mangled mess of rotation behind Nick Chubb is because they know that Nick Chubb can catch the ball. He's proven it, but they've always brought in a change of pace back, give him a break, kind of give him a little bit of a spell to catch his breath. That's just like last year with Joe Mixon with Samaje Perine. That's all they do. They bring on these third down backs so that their actual starters can catch their breath. And if they
make it through a season.
Exactly. And if they happen to be good, like Kareem Hunt or Samaje was last year, Kareem Hunt, not last year, but previous years, then it works. But as Brendan alluded to, Jerome Ford is behind him. Yeah, he's looked good, but guess what? He also got carted off with an injury on Wednesday.
Yeah, he just got hurt.
Right. So you're already kind of behind the 8 ball on that one for the dude backing him up. I think Nick Chubb is going to surprise everybody and have probably 55 receptions this year, 60.
Ooh, that's
a spicy.
He has that many. He is absolutely going to be the running back.
But that's what I'm saying though. But you've got Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore. I do like Elijah Moore too, but I do think that just sheer fact of him, like Brendan said, being on the field 70-75% of the game is just going to happen by the end of the year. It's going to fall like that. It's 17 games, man. That's 3.5, 4 receptions a game.
Yeah.
That'd be beautiful.
That'd be amazing.
Beautiful. Yeah, it would be awesome.
Yeah.
And then the dude on TikTok can finally get off of our backs for, Nick Chubb this, Nick Chubb that. Yes, we get it. He's great. We want him to finish as the RB1.
I want you guys to know that my sleeper name is Chubb Lover. I've been a Chubb lover
They've seen
my
it
whole
in the mock
fantasy
drafts,
career.
Ray. They've seen it in the mock drafts. To be fair, though, to Ray's credit, since he came in his rookie year, Ray has been on the Chubb train, driving it, putting the coal in the engine, keeping it going.
I'm real dirty, let me tell you. I got Chubb coal all over me.
So, anything else, guys?
Go ahead, let that one sink in.
I know, that's why I'm trying to move on. So, as always, please be sure to leave a like, rating, comment down below what you guys think of this, or if you think there's any players that we might have missed. Give us your reasoning. Don't just be like, you missed this guy, dummies. Give us the reasoning. What do you think is going to happen? I hate anytime we get a comment and there's no context to it. It's just like, you're stupid. It should be this. Okay, why should it be that? Since you're so smart.
I like those comments. Those comments are great.
I hate them.
Hey,
I want to hear
comments. I don't care.
I just know they bug Aaron so much.
I just want to hear people's thought processes. Like, I get so tired of people being like, you don't know ball. But I know about ball. Please tell me. Enlighten me. Let's have a discussion. Not an argument, an open discussion. Anyways, I got on a tangent there at the end, boys and girls. Let's go ahead, leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe to the channel. It really helps us. Go follow us on TikTok. That's where most of these videos will be posted in short format in case you don't want to watch the whole thing. But till next time, we'll see you later.